Welcome everybody to the first edition of Book Mail here on CM42 TV, a brand new series here on the channel where myself and my sister Rachel are going to be charting and documenting our progress through 2021 when we're going to be reading some books. Anybody out there, some readers?
Or buying some books.
Or buying some books.
We haven't read these ones.
On this particular occasion, this is the Costco Challenge edition. Because Rachel set us a very fun challenge this past week. She said next time we go to Costco, which just so happened to be that we were going to Costco within a matter of days. You know, if you have not been to Costco, if you don't have a Costco card, the way it works is that there's a table and just randomly in the middle of the shop between the chicken strips and the cakes or something, right? And it's a table and there's like dressing gowns and there's house utensils, and then there's a separate table just for books, and it's like colouring books and puzzle books and children's books, and then kind of on the far end there's like actual novels and autobiographies and stuff,
which I think are really cool.
Fashion books, cooking books, fitness books.
I really made a really stupid joke there.
What was that going to be?
I was going to say I found them fascinating.
Alright, so we thought, okay, we're going to go to the Costco Challenge and we're going to buy at least one book from the Costco table. It's more fun because you can go to Waterstones and there's just walls of books and stuff and categories and stuff. But in Costco, because it's just like the one table, there's like a limited availability and a limited choice, you know.
Yes, but we also can't get into Waterstones right now, so that was kind of the point.
That's also
you
the
should
thing.
buy books from bookstores. This wasn't really a challenge when you think about it. I really just wanted
Wasn't a challenge,
I just wanted an excuse to buy a book. I was like, Chris, know what we could do? Well, we each buy a book, as if like that was.
And I was like, that sounds like a good idea for a video.
So here we are.
So we bought 2 books each from Costco.
We got very excited. It was Chris's fault we bought more than one, to be fair.
I couldn't decide between the 2 and I just said I'm just going to get both.
Then if Chris was buying 2 books, I was buying 2 books. I had
only
about
fair.
7 I wanted.
So what do you want to do with the series then? You want to just document what you're watching or what you're reading, because you want to do 20 books of 2021?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping I'll get more than 20 read, but I need to wait and see once uni is over, because
yes.
I can't read what I want because I'm busy. So once that's over, hopefully I'll be able to get through some more.
I've never been a big reader. I've always struggled, and in 2020 I tried to read a bit more, and I did okay. And my New Year's resolution for 2021 was to try and read more, and I said if I can get to 10 books I'd be happy, hopefully more, but if I can get to 10 then great. I've already read one, and it's this wrestling book here. By Matt and Nick Jackson. So any wrestling fans of the channel will know this one.
Also known as The Young Bucks.
Well done, Rachel. She's totally not reading the thing.
I wasn't. I knew that.
But yeah, so I had met them before. I've talked about them on my podcast. I watch them every week on ITV4 and stuff like that. So when you feel connected to the authors and you feel connected to, say, as an actor or a director or anything, you feel more connected to the actual thing you're doing. So reading the book was a lot of fun, and she's just made a mess of my handbag.
I was laughing. Never mind.
What?
that was the worst thing I saw.
It said crunch chop. Anyway,
I just wanted to see if it had a different, because this is my new pet peeve in life. I'm not really a hardback kind of person, but I do like when hardbacks have different like patterns on the book covers when you take the sleeve off, but this one doesn't, and it was a bit disappointing.
I sometimes get annoyed when I know it's horrible. I sometimes get annoyed and I don't know, distracted when I've got the cover.
I take that off.
So I tend to take them off. So that was my first book of 2021, and I'm currently about 60% done of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So that is what I'm hopefully going to be finishing by the end of the month, and then we can move on to the next Harry Potter book, which of course is The Order of the Phoenix, and it is about 800 pages.
It's quite humongous.
Or 700 pages, I can't remember, it's huge. Or I could move on to one of my new ones.
I don't even think I've read a book, I definitely haven't read a book that big. So the fact that Chris is tackling, I mean I know it's Harry Potter, but still
it's a little easier
saying.
Being Harry Potter.
Is it though? Like it's still a long book.
I know, but you're not.
It's kind of the habit of reading that's tricky. It's not the actual.
But I also think a part of the obstacles of starting a new book is getting to know the characters and getting to know the story, and you don't need to do that with Harry Potter.
What book will that be? 5, so I suppose.
What are you reading right now? Before you show what we got from Costco.
I'm on book 4 of my no wait. This was book 3 of the uni reading list, but I've moved on because it was taking too long and I had to go to the next one. But it's a book called Geek Love. Excuse my weird tassely bookmark. There's a book called Geek Love by Catherine Dunn, but it's okay. Like I don't mind it. If you've ever seen the show American Horror Story, there's season 4 is called Freak Show, and that's what I compare it to. Like it's very similar. Like in terms of that, it's like a family and their mum and dad orchestrated having children with weird, like, should I say weird? I don't know if weird. I mean, I guess it's weird. There's like a boy that's got like flippers.
Okay,
and,
that's
like,
weird.
She's got the main girl's like albino with a hunchback.
Alright.
And like there's all this stuff, and I was not expecting that on my uni reading list because the rest of them have been like Edward II and all that, but here we are. This is 500 pages, which isn't that bad, but when I was trying to read it in a week it was.
Yeah.
So I'm like halfway done now and I'm still far behind because I kind of need to write on
You're
this.
halfway, Catherine, done. Is it Catherine?
It is.
Yes.
That was...
Sorry,
Anyway.
I feel like, see looking at this on the wee screen here, I feel like we should have some sort of
Background.
artistic book background, you know,
We can make one.
because I'm not a
I'll
big...
just hold this here the whole time.
However, Rachel's recently got a new bookshelf and she's obsessed.
But yeah, I'm also supposed to be reading a book called Dora Bruder for my French class. By Patrick Modiano, I think that's how you say his name. It's not going very well, but no, I've read 20 pages of it. We're not
It's a
required.
book in French.
Yeah, the whole thing in French. If you can even see any of that.
I can try and focus it. Right.
But yeah, we aren't like required to read the whole book or anything like that. But yeah, so I've tried reading some of it. However, I will point out now books, the spines are like right. So book cover, spine, and you can set it whatever way you want. This goes book cover, spine is upside down. I don't know if you can see that, but the spine is upside down. You can tell. So then you have to sit upside down.
Yeah, there you go. Like, these are the books that we got from the Costco challenge, if you will. The first one that immediately grabbed my eye, in fact, the first one was Barack Obama's autobiography, which I'm wanting to read that along with Jackie Chan's autobiography. But
And Matthew McConaughey.
And Matthew McConaughey.
You mentioned this at Christmas.
But I just thought I'd try and get an actual like a novel that I've...
Water around books, Mayday alert.
Careful, everybody, careful. Alright, that was safe. I just wanted to get a novel, so I picked up the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osmond. My pointless friend, it's Richard. This has kind of been on the news a lot recently and people are talking about it and been reading it and recommending it, so it looks a lot of fun, if you can use the word fun for a murder book. And there's also been buzz in my mind because Steven Spielberg just recently purchased the rights to make this as a film. So what really intrigued me towards this one is that I've never read a book before I've seen the film or the film's even been made. So that's going to be really interesting. If I can get this read in 2021, then whenever the film comes out in a couple of years' time, I'll kind of have a good idea. But yeah, it looks really cool. I like it. I like the idea. I just love the title as well. It's going to be an interesting read. I don't really have any idea what it's about. I don't want to look too much into it. I'm treating it a bit like a film. I don't want to know too much before I go in. So
I'm also intrigued. I kind of want to steal it from you and read it.
a couple of people
I
have
read
told me that it's going to be like really. I would like it. It's really up my street, and they've also recommended it to you too. So it's
Yeah,
going
I
to be fun.
read the like synopsis at the beginning, so I kind of have an idea what it's about, but it sounds good.
377 pages, so definitely doable. So that was the first one I got.
I wasn't really sure, like, I was a bit worried about going at Costco because I was like, what if there's none that we want to get? Because we kind of made that was like the challenge of it, we had to pick one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's
even though
there.
It wasn't really a challenge. Yeah, so there was quite a few. Once we were looking at them, I was like, right, okay, where do I even start? And there was a really nice Jane Austen like box set, and I really wanted them. But then I saw this. Oh, that looks weird. Look.
You talk about it, right, and I'll go.
So it's called Luster by Raven Lillian, maybe you say? I don't know how to pronounce. How would you pronounce that last name? Lillian?
Lilani.
Apologies.
That was a
Raven.
horrible attempt from both of us there, but
Apologies, Raven, if you're watching. But
shout out to David.
I like the inside because it's orange, and that made me really excited.
Isn't it funny how a cover can just grab
That's
you?
one of the most important parts of a book. Like, this is the same look, right? So you take the slip cover thing off.
The sleeve.
It's just white. Like, it
That looks cool.
has that, but it's like,
Yeah, I know.
design it. Like, I suppose it's maybe out with the author's control sometimes, but I do like when they have fun designs and that. But I'm not entirely sure what this is about either. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I want to try and get read in February, but we'll need to see because of my uni reading list. But
I know, and the February just happens to be the shortest month, so it's like you're under more pressure.
I'll get 2 weeks to figure it out, but
Yeah.
I would like to read it this month.
Very nice. And the second one I picked up was The Rules of Life by Richard Templar. Yeah, a couple of years ago I was waiting for a train, and this must have been...
I don't know where this is going.
This was in a couple of years ago. This would have been in Edinburgh Waverley station. I was waiting for a train and I was killing time. I went to the WH Smith just next to the platforms in Waverley, and I was just looking at the books, just killing time. I had about 20 minutes or something, and it was this one, and it was The Rules of Wealth, you know, the yellow one.
Really?
And they were sitting next to each other, and I was just picking up. This is before COVID, where I would go in and happily touch things in shops, and I was like picking up books and flicking through them and stuff, and I just liked the idea of it. I don't know how to describe it. I love the texture. Is that weird?
No.
I love the way it feels really official. It feels like a self-help book.
It is a self-help book.
Yeah, international bestseller. I've heard lots of good things about it.
Cool.
I like the idea of every page being a different kind of like rule of life and a different thing to kind of, you know, the way you look at like motivational quotes every day. It's a bit like that, but a bit more in depth, I guess. I'm one of those people that kind of needs a bit of motivation to get me going. I have lazy tendencies, so once I see someone doing something that I want to do, I will try and do it too, and that's why I like watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts, because it motivates me to do stuff.
Yeah.
So having a book like this, and it was a good price too. I love the cover, obviously. I like blue. And yeah, I just thought, while we're doing this challenge and we have to buy something, I thought it'd be a good excuse. I'm never just going to go into Waterstones and buy it on my own accord, so I was happy that it was there. And the Rules of Wealth was there as well, but I thought the Rules of Life one would be a good one to start with. So those are my two pickups.
This is my other one. Now, I'm slightly intimidated by this book still, even after buying it. I did kind of go, should I just leave that? Because that's going to be really hard to see, but it's quite thick. And I, like, maybe not to some people, I don't tend to read books that are this old.
That's cool though.
There's an epilogue. I was going to say that. I love when there's like maps and stuff
That's
on the
cool.
inside. But yeah, so originally I just got really excited because I saw an orange book, because orange is my favourite colour. I'm slightly obsessed with the colour orange. But then I turned it round and picked it up, and it says, what does it say? Oh, still the assassin watched. And I just thought that sounded really interesting. And then I was reading the synopsis inside, and I don't really know how to explain it, because I don't know fully what it's about, but I know it's kind of got the same vibe as the show that I love called Merlin, and yeah, I don't know. And also it mentioned the Medici family, which is another show I'd like to watch called Medici.
Cool.
Also got Bradley James on it. Promise that's not related.
It's not a recurring theme.
I like that that's like embossed in a different kind of blue.
It's Ravenclaw blue.
But it is Ravenclaw blue. But it is still should have stuff. But yeah, it's got a cool map inside and stuff. I'm a bit intimidated by it, but I thought it sounded interesting enough to try it. And I thought it would look good in the bookshelf. That was another main point. So
yeah,
kinda
how the aesthetic's going to be.
Also good for the price as well. Like a big
What's
book
it called?
like
I
that.
didn't hear. The City of
The
Tears?
City of Tears by Kate. I'm going to say Mossy, but I could be wrong.
Future
Also,
Moss.
that kind of sounds stupid in a very Glaswegian accent.
Mossy, I know what you mean.
Kate Mossy, but I actually don't know. I think it is. This is her here. Seems like a nice lady. Don't know her, but seems lovely.
Hi Kate. Very nice, and I'll just quickly show this one just because this is a book series now.
Oh.
I talked about this on my wrestling podcast. This coming Sunday, I have been watching through lots of old WWE stuff, and in late 1999, Mick Foley starts promoting his first book, which is this, Have a Nice Day, A Tale of Blood and Sweat Socks. And I had it on paperback when I was younger. I read it when I just love how the context is. No one knows what you're looking at right now, and just your face.
I didn't know what I was looking at, that's why it was so
On the
short.
back is like all of Mick Foley's injuries up until 1999.
That was absolutely fascinating.
So that's
Cat,
quite
I'm very
interesting.
sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, so I had it on paperback when I was in high school. I read it that way, but it's all kind of mangled and stuff, and I wanted a brand new hardback copy. So I got it off Amazon for £6. I thought it was too good to be true, and it kind of was. Although it is on hardback and it does look much better like this, it's not in the best condition.
It's not.
There's some stains on the pages, and there's like a
Ooh,
rip,
what's
on
at the bottom?
rip at the back, and I don't know, like a bit of pink pen or something,
We're
makeup maybe. So yeah, but it's cool to have. It's like the definitive wrestling autobiography, the one that started it and kind of inspired
It's kind
Jim
of cool
Ross
that it's
and
worn.
Chris Jericho and stuff. And I had to really disinfect this one because I was like, what is this going to be?
We did disinfect these once we got them.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a wee sort of fun tale to have. It's like one of the first real wrestling autobiographies, and I kind of wanted it in hardback form. So there you go.
I also got this one not that long ago, but this was one of these random times where it was like 2 in the morning and I was like, I'm going to buy that. But I don't regret it at all. So I follow this Instagram account called The Sad Ghost Club. So she came out with a book. It's basically like a wee comic strip thing on Instagram. This is what it looks like. I got this off of Waterstones, and I love. Look at the ghost with his legs. Ghosts don't usually have legs, so that's so funny to see. Can you see that? Probably. Yes.
There you go.
He has legs. It's like a graphic novel kind of.
Very nice.
I really like texture of this one and the cover and stuff. I'm yet to I've looked through some of it, but I love like the designs and stuff inside it and the pictures. Here's a nice woman that runs Instagram account and stuff. She's lovely. I also appreciated the back. So this book's kind of about like anxiety and stuff, and so at the back she's got a lot of like different helplines and like resources and stuff,
cool.
which I think is cool. I only just noticed that when we sat down. So we've got like Anxiety UK, Mind, Nightline, stuff like that. So that's really cool to have at the back of that. And yeah, I do not regret buying this at all. Even
I don't
though
know
it
why
was
you
for
would
the moment.
regret buying any book, really, Rachel.
Very pretty. Like, oh, I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
This is how we're going to end the videos, really.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. No, we're not. I'm
Okay.
okay. Let's not.
Now, tune in next time and make sure if you enjoyed, check out all the other videos on the channel, subscribe if you're new, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you back here for another episode very, very soon, and I'll see you next time here on CM42 TV for another video.